Hello and welcome to a new episode of University of Life Science podcast. Today we are joined by Professor Javier Rodrigo from the Polytechnic University of Valencia, a specialist in environmental modeling, solid waste management, and also soil and ground pollution analysis. But even more than that, he's a future visionary of how education would probably look in the next 10, maybe 20 years. I don't know exactly, but I hope we will discover today. Welcome, Professor, and thank you so much for joining.
Hello, thank you very much for inviting me, and good morning.
So, Professor, can you briefly introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about your work?
Yes, I am, my background, I am a civil engineer. And for some reason, after many years, my life changed into taking me more to environmental engineering rather than construction engineering, which was my original background. I have been dedicated to environmental analysis using mathematical modeling for the past 25 years. I'm currently the head of the hydraulic engineering and environmental department of the Universitat Politècnica de València in Spain. And there I am in charge of organizing the teaching methodologies on teaching activities of a group of about 75 professors, all of them devoted to hydraulics and environmental analysis. And well, I guess this is quite an important task, and I'm really happy to be in this position for the past year. Before that, I have been a member of the hydrogeology research group on the Research Institute of Water and Environment of my university. And yes, what we are trying to do is to help society to incorporate environmental analysis as much as they can on their usual everyday activities.
So, Professor, while doing my homework for this podcast, I've heard something about lifelong learning. What actually does that really mean today, and from your perspective?
Yes, lifelong learning is a very modern approach to education. The classical way of education, which starts on the primary school, follow on the secondary school, and finish in the university, actually finished when you get the university degree. Lifelong learning is a modern way of understanding education in which the person is continuously acquiring information during his or her whole life. So lifelong learning is continuous, voluntary, and ongoing acquisition of knowledge, skills, and competencies through your whole life. And this can be done in different ways. And lifelong learning centers in universities provide a way of connecting university with society, no matter if you have a university degree or not. And of course,
Yes,
lifelong learning taking advantages of these new technologies that we have today through video conferences, for example, as the one we are doing now.
So for university, that's something quite new, right? Because 20 years ago, when I actually finished my my university and my studies, that was not an option. I mean, that was kind of it, right?
Yes,
So
we are not so old, but it seems that the world has changed very fast. When I studied like 25 years ago, there was not any one of these options. As I said, this is something that has come together with technology. So right now that we have the possibility of integrating video conference, online learning, video recording, of course, lifelong learning is such a new possibility. In my university, this has been growing and growing on the past 25 years, from almost zero to a huge offer of lifelong learning courses. And I know that this is like on fashion right now. And this is a good opportunity for all the universities to start and build new relations with their society, with their closest society.
Definitely. I also heard about the fact that micro credentials are getting so much attention these days. Can you explain for the rest of audience who doesn't know what actually micro credential would be? What is
Yes.
that?
Yes, the concept of micro-credential this is a very new concept. It has just been integrated in the European Common Education Framework. We can say that micro-credentials are small units of learning outcomes that one person achieves after a short learning experience. They are like short courses that can be focused on any specific topic, and they must be assessed and documented, and they must be portable and stackable. So, for example, one person could study one micro-credential in one university, let's say in the University of Bucharest, and another micro-credential in the University of Valencia, and this person is building its own curriculum based on the stackability of these micro-credentials. This is the future. We do not have this process completely established yet, but I am sure this is going to change the future of university.
All right. So if I understand correctly, kind of the future of education will probably be more flexible, maybe a little bit more modular, and probably connected to specific industry needs.
Yes, certainly. And also, this means that the university will not have the monopoly of the higher education anymore. Who is better than the companies to show what they are actually doing? Who better than a computer company to teach how to program? Who better than a construction company to teach about construction? So the universities, we must adapt ourselves to this new modular system in which we will discover new ways of relation between the society, the university, and the companies. And this will be all for good. This will be all for making a better offer.
So if I understand correctly, basically the future will be something like what we know today about the university will be the basis, covering the basis, right? What you need to know to be able to stack this kind of small, very specialty related kind of courses, right?
I guess the university is always going to be like the central point for knowledge, science, thinking, and making reflections, having time to think about the problems, and of course of innovation. But certainly there must be a change of the approach between the relation of the university and the society. And you know, our younger students, they have what we call the alpha generation. They learn how to use a mobile phone or a tablet before they learn how to write. They are used to get to the information very fast. They are used to see very short videos with very clear messages. And if you compare this with the kind of education that we had only 10 or 15 years ago, in which we had to go to the library to get all the information in books, the way of exchanging information between the persons is totally different. And this is justifying the future of learning and the future of education. So university, companies, and society, we must all work together in order to adapt and integrate all these new technological tools.
And of course, I assume that all these micro-credential, all those more kind of courses will be also certified, right? So when you are...
Yes,
so when you
course,
finish...
this is the clue. The micro-credential is a formal, assessed method on a learning experience which must be clearly certified, so the quality of the course must be completely assured. And this is the way why micro-credentials will be exchangeable and recognized all over Europe. And we are working on this. I know that the ministries of education of all the European countries are working on trying to establish this common playground to mutually recognize in terms of quality the micro-credential courses. So far, we can understand micro-credentials as short learning experiences, short courses that could be done online, on-site, on hybrid mode, on different ways. And we are working on this mutual certification. Yes.
So you are actually now in Timișoara because we are talking about a partnership, right? A partnership with the Life Science University of Timișoara. Can you tell us a little bit more about this partnership?
Yes, we are building a cooperation between the Universitat Politècnica de València and King Mihai First University of Life Sciences of Timișoara. Our relation started some years ago, about 5 years ago, and we were partners in a European project. And these European projects, besides the objectives, the deliverables, or the outcomes of the specific project, are a very good way of establishing connections. This is what we did. We started a very nice cooperation between our universities in terms of our researchers and professors keeping in contact. And right now we are a partner on another bunch of European funded projects. We are working on Erasmus Plus capacity building on higher education project, and we are partners on a very interesting project to impulse micro-credentials in Latin America. So we are exporting the micro-credentials way to South American countries, specifically to the Dominican Republic, Mexico, and Colombia. And we will be waiting together to export this European way of understanding education to Latin America on the next 3 years. This is just the start. We are, of course, exploring new ways of mutual cooperation, like the establishment of this long life learning center in Timișoara, which will be one of the first long life learning centers in Romania, following the structure and ways of the long life learning center we have running in Valencia for the past 25 years. So it is a very nice cooperation, and we think it's going to be very successful. We are quite proud of it. And of course, it's a huge amount of work because, of course, there are some similarities, but many differences between our two countries. So as you see, there is a whole way of mutual cooperation that we are dealing together.
Now, looking ahead a little bit, what excites you most about the future of higher education and all the things you actually told me during this podcast?
To tell you the truth, and this is something I have always been dreaming on, I think the exchange, the possibilities of having experiences abroad from our country, from our city, are much more higher now than they were before. What is really exciting is that we are actually beginning, and the younger people, the younger students, more than us, to share experiences together on a common language. We have decided to use English as common language, and we are now in Europe enjoying all the possibilities of exchanging experiences between people because we speak a common language. Right now, the use of English in secondary education and higher education is much, much more important than it was 20 years ago. So it is quite amazing to think that in the future, when the use of English is more spread out in our countries, I'm speaking especially from the Latin foreign countries like Romania, Spain, Italy, Portugal, which we are not native English speakers. The possibility of these exchanges, of these experiences abroad provide a totally different education, and that influences your professional life in a way that we cannot imagine. So I think this is the challenge for us to integrate English language on our secondary and higher education as much as we can, as a tool that is provided to our students so they can open their mind, they can open their world. Because when you see the world and you see the differences that are, I think you are a totally different professional, much more realistic, I think it's a better professional, in fact, because you are more aware of the actual problems. So this is one satisfaction that I think we are seeing it, and it's quite amazing in my opinion. Micro-credentials, the possibilities of long life learning centers, virtual exchanges, they are just tools. But what matters the most is the relationship between people. And this can only be done when we are sharing a common language and a common understanding of our education.
That actually sounds really, really good. And finally, I would like to ask you, what message would you like to share with the University of Life Science community in Timișoara as it develops this new center for professional training and lifelong education?
I would like to send a warm message, especially to the students. Students should be aware that they have a fantastic opportunity ahead of them. They have something that the professionals, people who are working for a long time, we do not have anymore, which is time. So please use your time wisely. You have many more opportunities that you could ever imagine. Be active, access to all the information, don't be shy. Try to get as many experiences as you can from the national and international perspective. Internships, virtual internships, of course, trips abroad, open your mind, try to make relations with other universities, with as many professors and colleagues as you can. This is something that in your future you will really appreciate. And of course, as you know, time is gold. It will never come back. So try to use it as wisely as you can. So be active, and well, the future is ahead for you. So if you are a student in the university, you are, even you don't know, but you are enjoying the best years of your life. So good luck to all of you.
Professor Rodrigo, thank you so much for joining us. It was a really a nice podcast, and thank you for all the information you actually shared with us. You kind of make the future sound really good for everyone, teachers, students, and long life learners. If we can say like that about a category of people, those that actually like to learn.
Yes, you can. Thank you very much for inviting me, and be sure that inside the university we are thinking about this, and we are trying to put all the tools for our students so they get the best of education, the better as possible. Thank you very much, and until our next time. Thank you.
Thank you.